Google just dropped this new AI called Omni. In this video, I'll tell you what it is, what it can do, how much it costs, and how you can use it. It's basically a full guide, so let's get started.
Straight away. You can think of Omni as the nano banana for video editing, but there are some caveats to know about before you get too excited. The headline pitch from Google is create anything from any input. Now the first thing we have to keep in mind, this is Omni Flash, and later on Google will be dropping Omni Pro, but they haven't really specified when this is. It's also worth noting that the API hasn't rolled out yet, so if you are part of another type of platform such as Higgsfield or OpenArt, then you might not be able to use this yet. So instead of having you wait and guess what this video is going to be about, right here is a complete list of everything that we will cover and all the improvements that have been made in Google. Now the first thing, which I think is one of the most important ones, is that
UGC just got a whole lot better. If you make ads for brands like I do, then you probably use AI UGC. It's a type of content where the creator talks about the product and it feels native to the social media platforms. And if you're a brand that needs help with this, send me an email and I'll help you out. And by the way, you look really beautiful today. I like what you did with your hair.
So what has actually improved? Well, the eyes and the teeth have gotten noticeably better. Character and background consistency took a real jump. Mouth movements feel a lot more natural and we have less of that flickering and plasticky type look. But I also feel like the motion is still kind of at the level of VO 3.1. When you compare this to generations you get from Seedance 2.0 or Kling 3.0, then Omni is definitely behind.
So yeah, due to Google's Omni, we can now create pretty cool, realistic UGC stuff.
So with this nano banana moment for video, does it actually work as it is intended? Well, there are two sides to this. The first one is that your AI generated content can be edited and is actually quite impressive.
I want you to take a look at my powers. In the Victorian era, I'd look like this. But in the contemporary era, I might look like this.
You can keep the same movements while changing the background. You can have persons change clothes, hair color, and different features that you can find in the video. However, for me, this only worked when I already generated the video in Omni. Didn't work when I added my own videos. I tried this for 50 to 100 generations with different videos, and it didn't work out. Now there might be two reasons for this. Either Google has errors in their rollout or they are doing it on purpose. Now I live in a European country which has a lot of strict rules. So it might be that Google nerfed my country due to regulations. And they have already added a list where they show which are the restricted countries where you cannot use these features at all. I will place the list right here, and if you live in one of those countries, you're kind of out of luck and it's probably your government's fault. However, I am kind of disappointed that video to video, which is such a cool feature, is not available for me right now. We'll have to wait until Google rolls this out or smooths it out.
The real pain with Google is the heavy content moderation and multiple errors. I do think UGC is quite good, but there are endless problems which disrupt your workflow.
As soon as video to video rolls out for everybody, you can use this by creating your render in Blender, for example, and then changing things in AI while keeping the same motion. You can also change the entire style while keeping the same general idea of your video. I also tried it for product animations. It's kind of 50-50. It's not really perfect, and that's due to the motion issues. But if you generate a few of them, you'll usually land on something pretty good. I like using it for actors that actually interact with the product. If you had to make that in 3D, it's very hard. It's near impossible to create a photorealistic human being that moves and talks and feels real. While with AI, this is obviously the better choice. It also helps with tedious simulations, such as water or fire simulations. So if you have a very weak computer or you simply don't want to spend too much time on something like that, then using it for simulations I find to be pretty cool and works pretty well. And since we don't have that much control over simulations in Blender anyway, I have no problems outsourcing this to an AI.
This headphone is the best headphone because I can listen to the Blender render on it during my workout sessions. Did you know he has a course for Blender and AI? Well, check it out.
Now the next feature they rolled out is custom avatars. Before, if you want to have the same character consistency, you would have to add all your ingredients of the character each and every single time. Right now you can simply create a character that you can reuse over and over again. You can bring that character into existence by using the add symbol. There's also supposedly an avatar feature where you can upload your own face and video, but it hasn't been rolled out everywhere yet, so I couldn't use this feature, and there are also some restricted countries that will probably not be able to use it at all. However, you can create your characters using Nano Banana. You can also couple these characters to preset voices. So before, if you generated something with a text prompt in the box, you would simply get a randomized voice. And oftentimes, based on what the person looks like, you will get one of the voices in their stack anyways. I noticed that they always use the same voice. If you have like a blonde girl or an older woman, it tends to navigate towards the same voices based on what it sees in the image. However, right now you can select your own voices. I do find that Google's voices sound a bit too professional.
I may look real, but I sound like 11 Labs just dropped version 1. Sorry, but you can't upload custom voices.
But in all fairness, they did solve the problem where you get that roboticness, where the voice is only on one type of the stereo and you get this crackling electric noise. I haven't experienced that problem anymore, so I think they solved it. So where can you actually use this? If you have a Google AI subscription, Flow is definitely the most intuitive choice. You can organize files, folders and projects. There's also a new tab on the side with presets here that you can use in order to change your images or videos. Now to use this, it's actually quite simple. In Flow, you drag your images into this box and it will say ingredients. Frames are if you really want the first and last frame to be very specific frames, and ingredients are something that you give to the AI so it can reason itself about what it should look like. Omni only works with ingredients for now. Then you can write your prompt in this little text box.
You also have a new feature called Agent Mode. If you click on it, it's going to reason with you for the prompt.
So you can give it instructions right here, such as improve my prompt or always use this specific camera movement, and then the agent will create the prompt based on what instructions you gave it. Now in the Gemini app, it's a bit simpler, but you don't have as many features. You click right here, click on create video, you add your image, and then it will generate your video. You can also do text to video. And the last place where you can use it is in the Google Create app. I honestly never heard about this before despite being a YouTuber, but apparently you can go into that app and use Omni, and for a limited time it's free. Which brings me to the next part, and that is pricing. So Google completely overhauled their pricing structure for this new launch. The top Ultra plan from Google used to be $280, which I thought was very expensive, even though I had the subscription. For now I'm just going to stick with the highest plan, but if they don't improve soon, I really want that video editing capability for my own videos, and otherwise I might just downscale my subscription or cancel it altogether, depending on what other video models are doing right now. In any case, for the highest subscription tier, you can get 25,000 credits. And people always ask, how many videos can I create for those credits? And I'm going to show you that right now. If you go right over here, you can see all the credit amounts it costs. So we have videos with the ingredients. There's no difference between ingredients and frames, by the way. And if you use Omni Flash right now, it is 100 credits. So if you have 25,000 credits, so that's 250 videos times 4, because you're generating 4 videos here. If you only generate 1 video, it's 25 credits. So that's like 1,000 videos. You also have VO3 1 Lite. That is 20 credits for 4 videos. So then we have the VO 3.1 Fast, and this one is 40 credits for 4 videos. Then you have VO Quality, which is 100 credits per video. So that's 400 credits for 4 videos. And honestly, I don't think quality actually gives me better results than fast, which is quite odd. I really expected it to be a whole lot better, but the difference is marginal. So fast is the one that I used most of the time. And you also have this free version, so light, lower priority, which means that you can be placed in a waiting list. This has never occurred to me before. The longest I had to wait for a video is maybe 3 minutes, but it will generate using 0 credits. And that's only on the highest tier, by the way. Now for the Ultra subscription, that is one level below, so the $100 per month subscription, that one has 10,000 credits. Then you have the Pro subscription, which has 1,000 credits. If you use this a lot, then the Pro subscription is not enough to use this seriously. And for the Plus subscription, I'm not even sure if you can use this. So in this video, we covered everything that you needed to know about this new Google Omni model. Click the link in the description if you're interested in becoming a multi-skilled creator. I will see you in the next video.